Give me 10 minutes and I'll make sure you never struggle with dating again. This is going to be the single greatest dating advice you'll ever hear. I honestly didn't plan on making this video, but after a conversation with two specific people, one, a close friend of mine, and two, my younger brother, who's 8 years younger than me, I decided that it's worth making this video because I've been in their position. I've been in the position where they were always struggling to meet the right woman, quality women. They were struggling to date and deal, and they dealt with. I've been in that position where I dealt with similar issues that they have when it comes to dating. Meeting people who waste your time, who don't value you, don't respect you, dealing with people who, for all intents and purposes, are just don't really care for you the same way you care for them and even less, right? They give you bare minimum treatment, et cetera, et cetera. So again, give me about 10 minutes. I'm going to run you through four specific tips, with the fourth one being the most important. Four specific tips or insights that I learned. I turn 29 tomorrow. So in my 28 years of life, in my 29 years of life, I'll give you the insight that I've learned that's helped me shift from that mindset of dating is hard, dating is so complicated, there's no good women, there's no this, to now where I feel this is not me bragging, this is not me saying that I'm all that. I know I'm just a man just like anybody else, right? But because of these mindset shifts, I now operate from a state where I only deal with quality women who reciprocate the same amount of energy I do. I'm a man who, I'm not going to call myself a high value man, but I'm somebody who cares, who loves a lot. So when I'm dating, when I'm pursuing women, I give a lot. So now, because of these mindset shifts, now I only deal with women who reciprocate that same energy, women who care about my time, women who respect me, and women who want to see me do well just as much as I want to see them do well. So without further ado, let's jump right into number one. Number one is going to sound so cliche. You've probably heard this so many times, but the single greatest piece of dating advice is self improvement. I don't mean just making more money, going to the gym. I mean literally self improvement. Improve yourself. Learn to love yourself. Learn to be at peace with yourself. Learn to be so engulfed with yourself that you don't crave companionship. You don't crave female attention. You don't crave a significant other. You don't crave somebody to be there for you. You're so comfortable with yourself that anybody who comes into your world is a bonus. It's an addition to what you got going on, right? So when I say you need to self improve, that means you need to work on yourself spiritually. First, you need to connect with God because God will lead you in every aspect of your life. Two, you need to grow financially. You, as a man, if you're planning on dating, you need to be at a set financial state. I know the world puts this standard, this pressure on us to provide and to be more and to do more. And sometimes a lot of men cry about that being unfair. Oh, I don't need to be perfect. Nobody is saying that you need to be perfect. You need to make six figures, $1 million to be deserving of love. But as a man in this day and age, if you plan on dating, you need to be at a place where you can afford to do so. It costs money to take a woman out. It costs money to bring a woman into your world. If anything happens, even before being married, this is just the reality of the world. Even if you're not married, right? Let's say you're just dating this girl, something happens to her. Again, you don't have to, but if you want a certain amount of respect and love from the girl you're dating, if something happens to her, you're going to be the first person she calls. You'll be the first person. If her tire blows out, of course, she might have AAA. She might call AAA, but she'll call you. She'll be like, hey, this happened, blah, blah, blah. Can you help me out? You'll be the first person. You have to be in a state where you can afford to step away from whatever you're doing. You have to be in a state where you can afford to take her out on the weekends or buy her a nice gift just to show her you care. You have to be in a state where you are financially set. So again, you have to work on yourself financially, you have to work on yourself spiritually, you have to work on yourself physically. You have to build your body. You have to love your body. You have to love yourself. You can't expect to be dating a woman who, I don't know about y'all, I only date women who I find attractive. it sounds vain, it sounds shallow, but no one dates people they don't find attractive. Let's be real, right? I date women who are in shape. I date women who take care of their bodies, right? So from and one reason I do that is because I value my health and fitness. I value my body. I value my how I look, my appearance. So of course I'm only going to date women who do that. If you like a certain type of woman who looks a certain type of way, who takes care of herself, who takes care of her body, her health, understand that other men are going to like her too. And if you're not taking care of your body, if you can't even run a mile without breathing heavy and falling over, if you can't even do 5 push-ups, if you don't even have the body that shows that, hey, I love myself enough to be in the gym and be disciplined, how do you expect her to want to spend time with you? How do you expect her to value you if you don't even value yourself? How do you expect her to respect you if you don't respect yourself? So again, the first rule is you have to self-improve. You have to want to be the best version of yourself in all areas of life, spiritually, physically, financially, emotionally. Emotional intelligence, it's a skill that most people don't have. You have to learn how to be in tune with not only your own emotions, with the emotions of other people. And the reason you want to do that is because as you're on that path of self improvement, you become so, I don't want to use the word obsessed, but you become so content with yourself that, again, anyone that comes into your life, it's a bonus to your life. Now you're operating from a state of abundance. You're operating from a state of, I already like everything I got going on. I'm not just accepting anyone. I'm not just accepting the bare minimum. I'm not just gonna lower my standards just for the sake of companionship, right? Now anybody that comes into your life will be a bonus if you let them into your life. Now you realize, hey, I have the choice. I don't have to accept this treatment from this person. I have the choice to say no because I love the life that I've built for myself. I love the schedule that I have. I love waking up and going to the gym and taking myself out to eat and solo traveling and doing all this and going to church. I love what I got going on. So if you're making me feel anything less than, you can't, I don't need you in my life, right? So when you work on yourself and you improve yourself and you are content with your life, it's that much easier to say no to things that don't align. So, number two, you need to develop a vision and a goal for your life. The best and easiest way to do this is to connect with God. You need to have a relationship with God. You need to talk to God. That's who gave me a vision for my life. I can only remember back to before I had a true relationship with God. I was somebody that was raised in the faith, right? I was actually raised Catholic. Then I actually delineated away from the faith completely. I came back and I got baptized again as a Christian. Now I actually have a relationship with God. I don't just go to church or read the Bible just because I'm being forced to by my parents, right? I have that relationship. Because of that, God has given me a vision for my life, a vision that's allowed me to start my own business, to move halfway across the country to 2 different cities, to be able to meet so many different people. Because I have that vision for my life, I have purpose. God gives me that purpose. Now, I know I live every day with a purpose. One mistake a lot of men do is you really don't have a purpose. You don't know what you're doing next year. You don't know what you plan on doing 5 years from now. You don't even know what next week looks like. You just wake up. You might smoke weed. You might go to the gym. You might play video games. You might choke your chicken, you might do whatever, and then you go on about your day. You have no vision, no purpose, no plan. So the second thing is you have to develop that vision, that purpose, that plan for your life. It's a lot easier for the women that come into your life to respect you and to care for you when they see that they're being led by a purposeful man. If you're not purposeful, you're just concerned about having fun and chasing girls and doing all this stuff. Whenever a woman comes into your life, instantly she's not going to respect you. You guys might have fun, you guys might get along, you guys might have sex here and there, you might do random things, but she will not respect you because women need to be led by purposeful men. If you don't have a purpose for your life, you're not only wasting your time, but you're wasting her time. And she might not say it, but deep down she will know it. Again, I speak from experience. I've been in that position. So when I say this, I'm speaking to you as a friend, I'm speaking to you as your older brother, right? You have to have a purpose for your life. Where do you see yourself a year from now? Where do you see yourself 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 5 years, 10 years from now? I'm not saying you have to have it all mapped out, like on Tuesday, December 25th, 2027, I'll be doing, no, but you need to have at least an idea of where you're going. Because if you're inviting a woman into your life, I know we have this thing where we're equal nowadays and women and men are equal, but there are still differences in genders, and women typically, when they get with a man, they want a man that can lead them. If you can't even lead yourself, how do you expect to lead a woman that comes into your life? And if you can't lead yourself, you have no point in dating. You should not be dating at all, right? So number two is develop a vision for your life. Learn how to lead yourself so that when a woman comes into your life, she knows that you have something going for you, and it's easier for her to follow your guidance and follow what you are setting. Otherwise, she ends up leading, and there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do, but that will breed resentment because women don't want to lead, right? Think back to the last relationship you had when you might say, "Oh, what do you want to go eat?" "Oh, I don't know, you choose." And then you keep going back and forth. You as a man, you need to decide where you guys will go eat. As a man, you need to have a vision for your life so that she doesn't have to stress about what 5 years from now, 10 years from now is going to look like. She wants to trust you, right? If you look biblically, again, I can get so deep into this because modern day dating, the way we date, is not really supposed to be a thing, right? You're supposed to be ready to marry. Now you pursue a woman, you get married, and you're going about that. But now the way we're dating nowadays kind of blurs the line. So I forgot where I was going with that. To the Now the way we're dating kind of blurs the line to the point where even though you're not necessarily married, you're still making a covenant in a sense with whichever girl you're in a relationship with, right? So in making that covenant, you're still the head, right? In the Bible, a man leaves his family, he cleaves to his woman, right? That's biblically. That's something that is natural. We try to fight it as much as we try to fight it, but if you are in a relationship with a woman, she will follow your lead. So if you don't have anywhere you're going, it's hard for her to follow your lead, and she will not respect you. So that leads me to number three. Number three, a lot of women do this, but it's something that I've realized men don't do it as often. And you need to be abstinent. You need to be intentionally abstinent, right? You need to take time off from having sex or pursuing sex. The longest I've gone is 2.5 years. I had to restart recently because I'm not perfect. I've fallen, I've gave in, I fell sometimes. But the longest I've gone was 2.5 years. And that completely changed my mindset when it comes to dating, when it comes to anything, even with women involved, right? So you need to be intentionally abstinent. Go out. You can go out with women. You can do whatever you want, but no kissing, no sex, no inviting them over to your house, no getting physically intimate. Just stay on a friend level, right? A lot of men struggle to see women as human beings, not as objects, not as sexual objects. You have to change that mindset. Don't look at women as a conquest or as an object for your satisfaction. Women are human just like you. It sounds crazy for me to even have to say this, but trust me, I know plenty of men who struggle with that ideology. That's why I'm speaking to you like this. If you're a woman and you're watching this, listen, I'm being real. If you want me to sugarcoat stuff, this is not where I'm gonna do that. If you want me to sugarcoat stuff, go watch another channel. But I'm gonna be real. This is how a lot of men view women sometimes. In the same way that a lot of women, not all, but some women, just view men as a walking wallet, a walking provider, a walking bed, right? So it's very similar. As a man, you need to not view women as that. And the best way to do that is to be intentionally abstinent. Now, when you do this, again, you can't no kissing, no inviting them back to your place, no doing, no getting head, no, none of that stuff that normally people would do when they're trying to date, right? So now that's going to change the way you date. That's going to change how you approach talking to and meeting women. Now you're coming from a place of, I don't need anything from you. I just want to get involved with you because I want to know you as a person. That's going to change your chemistry. It's going to change how you approach women and how you talk to women completely, drastically, right? Now you're going on dates. Some men don't agree with this. This is just me. This is how I was raised. When I take a woman out, I'm paying. I'm taking care of her. I'm gonna open the doors. I'm gonna pay. You should have that same mindset because that's how my mom raised me. That's how you should be as a man. Too many men nowadays want traditional men and women relationships, but don't want to be the traditional. You have to have that mindset that you are a provider in whatever relationship you go in. Doesn't mean you have to be a quote unquote simp and be taken advantage of, but if you're planning on dating a woman, expect that you will have to step into that role of a man, and the man will protect and provide. That's common knowledge. So Again, now that you're abstinent and you're going out with women, still expect to pay on the first date. Still expect to open doors for her. Still expect to treat her like a lady. Now you'll be able to see which women are worth you investing more into and which women are not worth investing into. In my experience as a man, sex is the least you can get from a woman. Women have so much more to offer than a lot of men see them as, right? They're companions, they're wise, they're spiritual, they can pray for you. Women are so much more valuable than just somebody to have sex with. So you need to approach it that way. When you remove sex off the table, you actually get to know people on an intimate level. Sex is the least intimate thing you can do with a woman. There's so much more you can do. Get to know who you're actually dealing with. Get to understand who they are. See how they treat people. See how they respond to certain situations. And then when you do that, it'll be that much easier for you to see what you like about a person and what you don't like. What I've realized in my years as a man, again, I turn 29 tomorrow. What I've realized is a lot of times as men we tend to rush things and start having sex too soon. Now you end up being stuck in a situationship that you were never meant to be in, but you put yourself in there just because you wanted to get the cookies, right? So when you remove that, you can see right away, oh dang, I like this girl. She's cute, but I don't like the way she talks to me when she's angry. I don't like the way she talks to me when she's annoyed. I don't like the way she treats the servers. I don't like how she smacks her. You start to see the little things and you realize, right now it's not a big deal, but if I were to date this girl long term, that would be a big deal. I wouldn't be able to put up with that. You start to realize these things little by little, and because you've done that, now you can gracefully bow out. You can gracefully say, "Hey, I appreciate you. I like your time. I like everything about you, but you're not the person for me. We're not aligned. I don't see this going anywhere else." Right now, instead of you being in a relationship that you never should have been in and potentially hurting somebody else and causing this cycle of just hurt and distrust where now women are like, oh, men ain't this, men ain't blah blah blah, black men are this, and men saying the same about women. Now you're breaking that cycle, and now you learn more of what you want and more of what you don't want. And because you've been able to do that, it's easier to spot the people that are more aligned to you. It's easier to spot the women that you do like and that you do value and that you do want in your life. Now you can spot, you can say, okay, cool, the last 10 girls I went out with all loved drinking. They were all party animals. They loved going out to the clubs. They loved doing this. I don't like that. I don't like women that do that. So the women that do that, they share these kind of characteristics. Because you can identify that, now you're able to differentiate and to weed out different people so much easier. Now you're not wasting your time, right? Now you're again, you're moving from a position of abundance. You're not just accepting any woman just because you think, oh, she is interested in me, I need to go and be with her. Now you're like, okay, she might be interested in me, she's cute, but she's just not what I'm looking for. Now you actually have standards for yourself, right? And once you have those standards for yourself and you're able to identify and differentiate, it becomes so much easier to attract the women that are that you're aligned with into your life, right? Now you have standards for yourself. You can differentiate, and you're at peace with yourself. You're not operating from a position of neediness and lack. You're operating from a position of I'm happy with me. I love my life. I'm happy with my life. So now I don't have to accept the bare minimum. You know what happens next? Number four, now you start to attract women that reciprocate the same energy as you do, because you're a man, you're a quality man. I don't want to use the word high value, but I'm going to use the word quality because I'm going to be honest. As a man in 2025, the bare minimum makes you quality. You pay for the date. Oh, dang, most guys don't even pay for the date. They ask me to go half. You open the door. Dang, most guys don't even open the door. You call. Oh, well, dang, this guy just texted me that he's outside. If you do the bare minimum, you set yourself apart. So now, if you take the bare minimum to a new standard, now you're not just the bare minimum. You're going above and beyond. You're calling her to make sure she got home safe. You're texting her good night, you're opening her door, you're paying her, you're doing things that most guys don't even do. Now you're considered quality. Now you're a quality man and you're attracting quality women who reciprocate the same energy. You're attracting women who text you, did you get home safe? How was your week? How was your day? You're attracting women who you tell them, oh, I've been working all day, I haven't had time to eat. She's like, oh, I got you. I actually made some extra dinner. If you want, stop by. Not even that. That's I'm just using random examples just to give you an idea of how a woman might reciprocate when she's actually interested in you. Because now you're able to identify and differentiate women that are not interested in you. Now you can attract the ones that are. You can see what it feels like to actually deal with a woman that does care about you, that does value you, that does respect you. She'll go above and beyond to make sure that you're well taken care of, just the way that you'll go above and beyond to make sure that she's well taken care of. And once you do that, once you date one of those kind of women that reciprocate that same energy, once you date two, three, that changes how you approach dating completely. Now you're no longer taking in the bare minimum. You're no longer accepting the bare minimum just for the sake of getting a little bit of right. Now you're actually operating from a position of abundance, right? And I speak from experience. I've been in that position because I've taken the time to work on myself, to develop my vision, because I've taken the time to be abstinent, to not have sex on the table. That's changed how I approach dating completely, and it's changed how women respond to me, right? So I've been on plenty of dates recently because I'm going into this date with positive intentions. I want nothing but the best for her. I'm not here to take advantage of her. I don't even want to have sex with her. Because of that, I mean, I do, but I'm not going to. I'm not. That's not my intention. That's not my what I'm going into. I'm gonna be real. Because I've taken it off the table, I'm going into this with a positive mindset. Now I'm actually able to see who I'm dealing with on a human, on not even on the physical level, but on the spiritual level. You can see exactly who people are. People love to put on masks. People love to lie. They will keep you around just for the sake of having companionship. They'll keep you around just for the sake of um, having somebody buy them food, having somebody do this. This is not me telling you to become a trick. This is not me telling you to become a simp and to let people walk all over you. This is me teaching you how to be more aware, not only of yourself, but also of everybody around you. So because I've taken the time to do that, now I only deal with quality women. Every woman I deal with is a kind of woman that I want to deal with. And now the last thing is to just talk to God. Let God lead you on who you're supposed to be pursuing and who you're not supposed to be pursuing. Half the time we date and we get involved with certain people, it's people we were never meant to be involved with, but we let the flesh take over. We let lust take over. We're led by lust instead of being led by the Holy Spirit, right? If you're not a Christian, definitely pursue God. Ask Him again for vision. Ask Him for direction for your life. Ask Him for purpose. Ask Him to lead you on who you're meant to talk to, who you're not meant to talk to. As you do that, I promise you, He will lead you into a season of abstinence. I didn't choose. I didn't want to just say, okay, I don't want to. I'm a man. I'm a man. I love having sex, right? But because I've allowed myself to get to that point where I'm letting God lead me and tell me and convict me, He leads me into specific seasons. I've had women I'm dealing with where I pray and God is like, nope, do not get involved with that woman. And I cut them off and that's it, right? So again, I'm going to just summarize. I know I said give me 10 minutes, but this is going to end up being about 30 minutes. So I hope you found it useful. I hope you found it valuable. If you did, leave a comment, leave a like, something. But again, number one, you have to work on yourself. You have to self improve. You have to love yourself completely and be content with your life. The best way to do that is to improve yourself physically, spiritually, financially, mentally. Number two, you have to develop a vision and a plan and a purpose for your life, because if you're expecting a woman to come into your life and you don't have any plans, any purpose, you guys might have fun. She might stick around, but she will not respect you enough to reciprocate the same type of energy. Plus, as a man, if you don't have any purpose for your life, if you don't have a plan, if you don't have a vision, I'm gonna be honest, you shouldn't even be dating to begin with. If you don't have that vision, if you don't know where you're going, you should not be dating, because you'll be leading somebody's daughter down the wrong path. You'll be leading her off the path that she could potentially need to be on. So focus on you first. Grow yourself physically, spiritually, financially, mentally. Develop a purpose for your life, develop a vision for your life, and start working on that. Number three, you need to be intentionally abstinent, because that's going to change how you approach dating. It'll change how you respond to women and how women respond to you. It'll change that state you're operating from. You're no longer operating from lack. Oh, I need to go on this date. I don't even have dating apps. You'll realize you don't need dating apps. You don't need all this stuff people tell you to. You can meet quality women just in day-to-day life. That's a story for another day. I can make a whole different video about how to meet quality women in day-to-day life if you struggle with that. But take some time to be abstinent. As a Christian, I'm learning more and more I should be abstinent until I get married. That's That's my plan. I did 2.5 years. I fell off track, and then I'm back on that track. So you should want to be abstinent. It'll change how that's again, that's a video for another day. That's a video for another day. But trust me, it will change how you approach women. It'll change how they respond to you. It'll change everything. And then last but not least, deal with women who reciprocate the same energy that you give them. Deal with women who care about you and want to see you do well, and they check up on you and they go above and beyond to make sure that you're well, right? No longer do you deal with women who tell you, "Oh, I'm sorry, my phone was dead. I didn't have time to respond to you for the whole weekend." "Oh, I can't make it tonight, even though we had this date for the last 2 weeks. I can't make it tonight. Let's you know, some other time." Like you deal with women who are genuine. If you're genuine, if you're operating from that point where you're genuine, you'll deal and attract women who are also genuine, and they go above and beyond to make sure that you know that you're valued and respected, right? That was a lot. If this made sense, drop a comment, leave a comment. If you want to, go ahead and follow me. I want to make more videos like this. Of course, I'm an online coach. I'm a health and fitness coach. I'm also a business mentor. So I will be posting more videos relating to health and fitness, relating to sales and marketing, but I'll also be posting lifestyle videos. I am young. I'm in my late 20s, about to be 29 tomorrow. So I want to share insights I've learned throughout my life to help y'all grow physically, spiritually, mentally, so that you can be better men, not only for yourself, but for the people you date, for your family someday, and then, of course, for society at large. So, peace.